If you ever had a daughter in this world, you would wish to be just like April.
An understandably emotional James Parham is having trouble understanding what happened to his 37-year-old daughter, a kindergarten school teacher.
I'm not only dealing with death, I'm dealing with this. And it's not fair.
April Parham died around 2 o'clock Wednesday morning at St. Francis Hospital. Her family was with her. Her father says she entered the hospital for mental issues that she was apparently overcoming when she had a heart attack and died. His ex-wife contacted him later in the day to say the hospital gave a vague description of what happened after his daughter died.
It could be a possible assault that went on after April had died, but she would not give me no more information.
Memphis police charged a security guard at the hospital, 23-year-old Cameron Wright, with abuse of a corpse after another security guard and a man from the Mid-South Transplant Foundation discovered him having sexual intercourse with the corpse. James Parham said the family already had a funeral home at the hospital, but his daughter was an organ donor. The hospital had the body in a holding room to remove the organs when the assault happened. Parham wants answers from the hospital, and he knows what he wants for Cameron Wright.
I want whatever the fullest extent of the law can happen to happen.
Parham said his daughter's death was unexpected. Now the family can't even find solace in knowing she has peace.
But after you pass, we think finally she's not suffering, she's not hurting no more. And to find out this is devastating. It hurts.
Says the news of what her brother's accused of doing here in a hospital storage room has just sent jolts throughout her entire family. She says even before this, there were warning signs something just wasn't quite right with her brother. Tonight, she wants him to seek mental help. An act so wrong, and yet two men say they witnessed it. 23-year-old Cameron Wright having sex with a dead woman in a body storage room at St. Francis Hospital.
It's a shock. It's a shock. My brother's just... it's not right.
Wright's sister still struggling to process the news.
I can't believe it.
Even though there's part of her that does believe it, describing her brother as childlike, with the mind of someone much younger.
As a mature adult, you're not going to go and play with toys, you know, the kid toys. He's that type. He will play with BB guns, you know, just things a child would find interesting.
A licensed security guard who moved back to Memphis after several years in South Carolina. We've learned Wright once worked security at another Memphis hospital, but that was more than a year ago.
He wanted to be a cop, and I guess that's the closest thing he get at the moment.
He had this job at St. Francis through a private contractor called U.S. Security Associates. St. Francis says they fired him, writing his behavior, quote, does not represent what our hospital stands for and is completely unacceptable.
I think he's still a good person. He just needs help. I mean, because anybody that does something like that, it's got to be something wrong with him.
These are things human beings have to consider. One more of these charming diversions of ours, necrophilia. Huh? Now there's a hobby for you. Fucking a corpse. Takes a special kind of guy, don't you think? But it happens, more than you might think. It happens among humans. Animals don't do that. Animals don't fuck their dead. A rat will do a lot of gross things, but he will not fuck a dead rat. It wouldn't even occur to him. Only a human being would think to fuck someone who just died. We gotta be the most interesting critters on the planet. And then we wonder why a UFO doesn't just land and say hello.